system. Today we are continuing with the topic process management. Myself Kunal Panchal, your instructor. Today's lecture agenda to understand concept of process control block. Before going to discuss process control block, let us recall the topic of previous session, which we have discussed the relationship between process and program. So, in the case of process is nothing but program in execution that we have seen in the last session. Now, what is process control block? So, when any program fetch from the secondary memory and put it into a main memory by the operating system, at that time operating system will create one structure in main memory. That structure is nothing but a process control block. Okay, so process control block, and what things are there in the case of process control block that we are going to discuss in this session. Okay, so I told you operating system an internal data structure describe says it manages. Operating system keeps an internal data structure describe each process it manages. But whenever a process is created, okay, will have a structure in main memory. Okay, and that structure would be created by the operating system itself. That structure we can call as our data structure, called as PCB, process control block. So when OS creates this process control block in memory. Each process created by the operating system is represented in the operating system by a process control block, or is also known as task control block. So also known as task control block. Now let us discuss what are the things we have, and we are talking about process control block. But that internal structure contains how many fields? What is the significance of each field in process control block? So once it is created in main memory, it contains these many information. Okay, which the first one is process identification. What is process identification and what is the significance of this field? So I am giving real life example. Suppose there are so many people, so you can say millions of people in the world. Okay, so to identify a in particular person, what we are having one unique identity called, you can say for example, we have one Aadhaar card, we have passport, we have PAN card, we have uh, the driving license, through which we can uniquely identify a particular person. For example, if you're talking about your passport, particular person contains various fields: the name of that person, okay, status of that person, okay, the location of that person, etc. Okay, so through which we can uniquely identify passport number as well, through which we can uniquely identify particular person among the millions of people that we have. So same stuff is applicable in the case of process. Once process is created, so in the case of multi-programming, there are um, more than one processes are there in main memory and they are ready for execution. So if we have more than one choice, pick uh, one process for execution in the CPU. We need to have a unique identity of that process, through which we can uniquely identify that process. So that is nothing but a process identifier. It's nothing but a unique number which is assigned to an individual process. Okay. Each process associated with one data structure called TCB. So this first field of the process control block. Okay. Nothing but process identifier. I hope it is clear. Now second one is priority number. Second field is nothing but priority number. What it means actually. So again, I'm first of all giving a real life example of the significance of priority number. Say for example, in real world, politicians, IAS, IPS officers have the higher priority as compared to the normal people. Yes, we are talking about road scenario. If politician is going on, so obviously that road would be blocked priorly. So same stuff is applicable in the case of a process. Process is associated with one priority. Each process is associated with one priority number. So with the help of priority number, okay, we can schedule that process for execution. Means there are two types of processes in the operating system. One is operating system processes, and second one is user processes created by user. Suppose what is user processes? Suppose if you open a Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, these application programs once open, it means what that application once it is executed, okay, once it start execution, that program would be considered as process. So that is the name of user process. Okay, same way there are some operating system processes are there which is executing in the background of the system. So that process needs higher priority as compared to user process. For example, as far as system process is concerned, operating system process is concerned, suppose one process is there which is dedicated for to maintain the brightness of the system. Okay, one more process we have which is intended for uh, to maintain the temperature of the system. Just these type of processes require higher priority as compared to user processes, because if such type of processes is not given the higher priority, that case after some fixed period of time, system performance will be degraded drastically. So that is the reason why the operating system process requires higher priority as compared to user process. That priority number is assigned to each process in process control block. It is associated with each. Now the third field is nothing but program counter. So program counter, what is the significance of program counter and what it means actually? Program counter is one special type of register, we can say. Okay. Store the address of next instruction to be executed. Yes, just discuss that stuff. What is the significance of program counter? Suppose we have one program is going to execute the CPU program. Very well, it contains set of instructions. Yes. So once it is started its execution, and suppose 3 or 4 instruction is executed by that program, the CPU. Now suddenly it stops its execution, and after some time again it will resume its execution. Because it needs to resume its execution. How it is possible to resume it before going to stop the execution of ongoing process, what process will do? Process will maintain its current state information in it, then it will switch to another process. Okay, so what program counter will do? Suppose 4 instruction is already executed and remaining 6 instructions are required to complete that process execution. So once it stop its execution, once it try to resume it, okay, so it requires the recent address of the instruction, okay, so that it can start its remaining execution. So that address will be provided by the program counter. So that is the significance of program counter. Next is memory allocation. What is memory allocation? Memory allocation is associated with memory management task. Means, if for example, we'll discuss these things. We have one separate topic of memory management, which is one of the functionality of operating system. But in this case, I'm giving a brief idea regarding memory allocation. Requires what? Contains base registers, limit registers. It contains page tables that is associated with this field, so that we can do the memory oriented task, memory management task, we can say. Now the next one is IO state information. IO state information is nothing but input output state status information, which contains the current status of input output devices that are using by this process. Okay, so input output devices you know very well. Okay, input output devices is also known as peripheral devices. So that information, which IO devices are used by this process, so that information resides in this field. Now the next one is list of open files. So during execution of the program requires certain files. Okay, certain files to open, certain files to write something in it. Okay, so there are so many processes are associated with ready queue. Okay, so different process requires just files. So if you have one process is reading your file, at that time there are chances some another process trying to write something in this file. So what is the significance of this field? Have the updated information regarding how many files are opened, how many files are going to write something in it. So that information is resides in this particular field. So why this information is required? Because to avoid the inconsistency. Okay. As far as the file contains are concerned. That is the significance of list of open. Now next one is accounting information. What is accounting information? So accounting information is associated with how many IO devices we have used, how many CPUs we have used, how many types of memory we have used. All these information will be stored in the accounting information. Now the next one is number of registers. So number of registers means what? Registers are basically used for temporary storage. There are different types of registers we have in computer system, like general purpose register, special purpose register. As I told you, program counter is one special type of register. Okay. Doing some task, but there are some general purpose register as well. So that registers will be stored. That will be there in the case of number of register field. Store the temporary data for process execution. And the last field is nothing but process state. What is process state? So during the life cycle or yes, life cycle of a process may resides in various states. So process may resides in new state, it resides in ready state, it reside in running state, it reside in waiting or we can say block state, may resides in terminated state. may resides in suspended state. So whenever when process starts its execution, change its states. So by having this information, okay, by having this field, we can come to know that right now process is in which state. So these are the different fields of process control block. As I told you, process control block is one data structure or this internal data structure of operating system uh, associated with each process. With process. Now these PCBs, I told you there are so many. In the case of multi-programming, there are so many processes are there in the main memory or this ready queue, and they are waiting for resources for its execution. Okay, so there are so many resources. So there are so many processes we have. Processes are ready for execution. They are waiting for resources. But at a time, only one process can be executed by having uniprocessor machine. So what about this different processes we have in the main memory? So how we can suppose if you want to fetch one specific process from the main memory for execution, how you can fetch that process uh, very fast. So process, as I told you, each process is associated with one process control block. So uh, in this figure, nothing but different process control block we have, process PCB1, PCB2 and PCB3 and so on. So this process control blocks which resides in main memory is arranged, or we say is arranged in terms of linked list, in the form of linked list, so that if anything if you want to fetch from the different process that we have in the main memory, we can easily fetch it because it is stored in the form of linked list. Because this control block associated with at various fields. If you require, if you want to come to know that this P2, what is a process 2 is right now in which particular state, whether it is doing IO operation or you can say it is doing CPU oriented task. If you want to know that stuff, and according to that you can maintain, according to that you can schedule the process, remaining process for execution. So that type of stuffs can be easily fetched if it is stored in the form of linked list. So this is the all about process control block. So I hope it was clear to you. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next one.